It's time for the full money.
Yo, you know what time it is? It's time for the best show on earth with none other than the best crew on earth. It is the time for the full 180. The whole crew is here, man. Happy July 4th or pre-July 4th to you. Hope you're having a good day. All right. So once again, like we said, man, welcome to the full 180. It's time to get in. Got the whole cast back. D's here. Lil Webby's here. Of course, Jules is here. Breeze on her way. So sit back, relax, man, for the next couple hours. Or should I say the hour? And you're gonna definitely find out what the full 180 is all about. Before we get into it, I like to have a little fun. So let's have a little fun, right? So I picked up some videos, man, that I really want to share with y'all. I call this what if moment, right? Or what is your reaction? What is your reaction? I'm gonna play this video, let you hear it. You tell me what your reaction is to what you hear. Here we go. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
First date, we went like on some little walk by the pond, real cute. And the next day, he sent me like a full spa care package. For what? Like what? I ain't gonna hold y'all. A spa care package. I'm talking about like facials, deep stone, massage, everything after one date. That right there is a red flag to me now. Like when people start giving you big packages and big presents like so early on, that's a red flag. That's the beginning of love bombing.
What?
So she said she got a big care package, right? Dude took her out on the first date. Hey, I'm gonna send you a little something that you know. I appreciate you. I enjoyed our date, whatever. Hey, look, or whatever, whatnot. But she say that's love bombing. What is your reaction? Is she tripping, or like that's a real thing?
It's a real thing.
What's up, nephew? She tripping. What is she tripping on? I'm listening.
For somebody being nice, first, that's not love bombing. That's just someone, in my opinion, just saying, "Hey, thanks for the date."
Because it might not be another, right?
Maybe not, or maybe you're trying to get another date.
Trying to get another one for sure.
Jules, poet didn't know it. My homeboy D. Luke.
I agree. It's love bombing. Like when somebody straight out the gate on the first date, they come with, a whole bunch of gifts or something, not like a small gift, not like a small token of appreciation, but like big stuff. Like, he spent some money on it.
A spy package is something big?
Huh?
A spy package is something big?
I would say it's kind of big, it's not like it's not something you do for somebody random that you don't know.
So what if I was doing it because we was out and I seen your feet just ashy as hell? So that was my cute way of sending it to let you know, hey, go take care of yourself.
It's personal. It's personal to the date. It's personal to, that person. You know what I mean? But if you just out here, if that's your regular, my thing is, if that's your regular thing, for me, it's like, it's going to give me a red flag because I'm thinking like, let me pay attention to him. What other cues do I see from him? Because a lot of dudes that's just trying to keep a girl that ain't doing right, they do stuff like that. Oh, wow. Make you feel loved and all of that. Wow. And then they either are like, not attentive or don't answer their phone, or they're not consistent. They ain't got
Mr.
time.
Poet.
Help me understand. I'm very curious. I've never heard this term love bombing. So what is love bombing?
I have definition for you, sir. See, I'll be thinking about
this,
this, D, because I know you need definition.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Love bombing. Love bombing is a type of emotional abuse where someone uses grand gestures to manipulate another person. A love bomber may bomb you with gifts, compliments, and affection, but these actions are not out of kindness. Instead, love bombing is used to make a friend, partner, or loved one depend on them so they can control the relationship. That's what it says, sir.
So will we consider opening the door for you love bombing?
No.
To many, probably so.
So
They
chivalry,
ain't never had it.
chivalry is not a thing anymore.
Chivalry is the thing.
It is.
I'm curious. So I'm saying, like, at what point does it get to love bombing?
I think love bombing is excessiveness, like excessive. It's like somebody who you go out with, and then like as soon as they get home, they text you, "Oh, I love you." They hit you with all this extraness that is not, warranted, as I would like to say. Not to say that we're not amazing people or that we're not worthy of any of it. It's just, it's too much too soon. And it's too much, especially like in them first few days, it's too much. It's like, I'm buying her a ring, I'm buying her some kind of necklace, or I'm taking her to the spa, I'm taking her to Vegas, or all of that within like your first few encounters. It's like grand gestures. It's not small, meaningful gestures. They're grand gestures that will like blow any woman off their feet, in a sense.
Yeah. This is a bit subjective, to say the least. I think it's subjective to whoever the person is.
Yes.
If you got it, and I ain't saying this in a pompous way or just a way that's really like arrogant. I'm not saying it that way, but I'm thinking about it in two ways, right? If the brother, say we was on a date, and I'm the guy, and JJ, you're the young lady, right? And JJ just happened to mention how much you love going to the spa and just hanging out, kicking it, blah, 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 blah. If it's personal to the date, then me doing that for you is just a gesture to show that I heard you. And for me, like the fact that I heard you, the fact that I'm like, dang, I'm really into you. It actually can be just a thank you for even just giving me your time.
I agree.
Now on the flip side of it, maybe there was something else that wasn't as specific as that he might have heard through it. Maybe I've just been having a stressful time at work, or hey, maybe he heard something in you that will warrant him just wanting to do something nice for you, right? So that could be a thing, but then it could very well be a thing where you really just trying to do something dope, like just really trying to go over the top in order to get something else out of you. So it can be all those things. It's just really what you choose to believe, and what you choose to accept from it. Because at the end of the day, like a woman can do the same. I remember a situation where I had one of my closest friends. He was like, when he was in the dating pool, and he was dating this young lady. They met. They were just talking about certain things. And he mentioned this watch. At their next date, he had that watch. So at the end of the day, is that still love bombing? Well, although this is a very new term for me, right? Is that love bombing? She's coming from a woman, or is it like, I don't know, because that watch wasn't cheap.
Pick me, please pick me.
Yeah, go for it.
Hair to the knob, because if it was a kid at the cold, girl, you did good. You did Look, you
Nah, it
got
wasn't that.
kudos with
All
me.
I can tell you is that watch.
It was very, very
It
expensive
was a
watch.
very, very nice watch.
I call it listening.
And he really, but I'm on the real tip though. Anytime he got to a point where he was scared to say what he liked because everything he started saying he liked started showing up.
Man,
It's like, is she trying to buy me? You know, what I mean? It did get to that point. So I'll leave it there.
So like
right. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now I'm just saying, like, if
it.
it's specific to the situation, then it's not love bombing. But if it's just like excessive to me, like, okay, of course you if it's a guy and he said he wants, or even a girl, she says she likes certain things, then you would go off and do those. That's specific, you know, that's very specific. But if you just do random stuff to kind of woo her, like, I guess that's the question. Is it a woo or is it a love bomb? And it is specific, I guess, to the person, because like, what kind of character are you dealing with?
Correct.
You know, is it a cunning guy who's just trying to, you know, buy it his way, make you believe he's a certain kind of way so that you would be willing to do whatever with him? Or is it somebody that's genuinely interested in you? And realistically, that takes time to discover.
Well, it takes time to trust even. Because a person can say, look, hey, I wanted to do this spot for you, and here's why I wanted to do that. And you still have to make the choice to believe that that's facts or that's like, this nigga trying to, you know, you got to truly believe that. You know what I mean? It really comes down to your process.
All right. Here we go. The next one.
You an alpha man? You want an alpha female, right?
No such thing.
Oh my God.
No, I don't.
There's no such thing as an alpha female?
There's no such thing as alpha female. No such thing.
Why? How? Why do you think that?
Who does she lead in the relationship? Who does she lead as an alpha female?
as a person though, not in the relationship. As a person.
Okay, so in terms of relationships, you're alpha female. Who are you leading? You're the alpha. So you lead people, right? Yeah.
There can't be that dynamic though.
There can be two alphas?
No, where there's a man who's, you know what I'm saying, submissive to the woman.
Excuse me? Say that again? A man who's submissive to the woman. Okay, yes. So how do you feel about that man that's submissive to you?
Me personally, I don't see nobody that's gonna be submissive to me because I'm gonna walk all over him. Right.
Yes. What is your reaction? I'm going first. You contradicting female. You can't say a woman can be an alpha, and what's wrong with her being an alpha as a person? And then in the same sentence, you say, oh, well, I can't deal with no submissive dude because I'm going to run all over him. Contradicting yourself. Can a woman be an alpha? Yes. It's proven. I grew up with 3 of them. I know them. But in the words of my own mother, she's an alpha. She said, but you have to know how to control your strength. Ladies, gentlemen, talk to me. What is your reaction?
She's fully sugar, honey, iced tea.
Talk to me, little women.
We're supposed to submit unto each other. So I'm a little confused now. I think the proper terminology she should have said was that she didn't want a doormat. And a submissive husband or man, it does not equate doormat.
Come on, Webster. That's why we call her Little Webby. Because this girl used the dictionary. But yeah, scary. But go ahead. Appreciate you, Webster. Jules.
I agree with Lil Webby. Like, got no comments on that. That's just like, it's just a foolish conversation.
D.
I think it's for sure. It's immaturity. You know, it's immaturity at its best. You know, if I gotta be domineering to get you to partner with me or to collaborate with me in this relationship, then I don't need to be in that relationship.
Absolutely.
So I think we have this misconception that I gotta come in and I gotta set the ground rules, which honestly, love, if you really fall in love with somebody, look, that stuff goes out the window real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've seen some of the most alpha women, right? Like, and this is unfortunate to say, whether it's their mate or just another man that they admire, they submit it. And vice versa. Like, I've seen some of the most, like, man, some of the biggest intimidating, what could be intimidating brothers. Look, when his wife show up, he'd be like, whoa, hold on now. Look,
the whole room just changed.
Hey, look, that's my priority, right? That's first. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's a little immature. That's it. That's what I would say.
Great. Good segue into the show. So we're gonna get right into it today. And first of all, let me read some of the comments, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. What's up, Team Lee? She said, I believe it's based on the intention. I think that was on the first video. My sister, Miss Hart. She said intentions are definitely key. Hey, Mr. Who is that? Oh, what up, Anders? That's my homegirl from college. CC. She said, I agree with Mr. Lewis. Yes, ma'am. I definitely appreciate that. Look, man, like I said, good segue into the topic. This is what we're talking about, because, it's a thing now in these streets, bro, for y'all that's in these streets. And let me say this, I put up a QR code. If you want to scan that code, it takes you directly into the show. You can give that. Make sure you subscribe to the Facebook, YouTube channel. I know it's on Twitch, but you don't have to worry about Twitch, but the YouTube channel and the actual Facebook, man, we are putting together a live show. D, I'll talk to you that offline after the holiday, bro, so we can figure that out. But today, man, I've been, people know I DJ, so I'm out here. So, but I hear these comments all the time saying, man, it's pee in the dating pool. It's pee in the dating pool. Why is it pee in the dating pool? Like, who came up with it? Why do you think? Why the dating pool definitely has pee in it? I don't understand, right? So I just always wondered why. So I was sitting around thinking, I'm like, all right. So we talking about a pool. So let's start there, right? So I got a couple questions, and I don't never get to ask these questions when I hear these comments. But so let's just imagine this is a pool, ocean, whatever, whatnot. If you have a pool, you have an aquarium. You have different type of fish in this aquarium, right? In this pool of dating. So, Lil Webby.
Yes.
I thought of some fish, and I need you to give me a rundown of what they are or what you think they are. All right. So I was thinking about if I was in this dating pool, right? And I'm in this pee, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to say in this pool, you see sharks. What would a shark be in the dating pool?
Trying to use you. Hold on? Let me make sure, hold on. Let me refer.
This is why I'm asking. The dictionary is very available. I've never known nobody that sit at home with a dictionary all day. It will correct you.
Absolutely. I have a minor in English. They are, hold on.
This is classic.
Give me un momento.
While you find that, I'm gonna tell you what I got. So sharks take advantage of others through.
Oh yeah, take advantage. They use people. There you go. Usury.
Through usury, extortion, or being devious, right?
Yes, device.
Then yes, device. Thank you. Then there's scavengers, right? In the pool, scavengers are a person that that collects discarded things or items.
Yes.
I call them project fish. So you like to pick up everybody else's trash and try to make it a treasure. If it didn't work for them, what makes it gonna work for you? And I'm guilty. I can raise up both of them. All right. So then you have tadpoles, and the way tadpoles are
underdeveloped.
A baby. Oh my goodness.
Wow. So they shouldn't even be in the pool, basically.
But they there.
They innocent.
They in the pool.
Innocent by
But
seven.
they-
They
but
underdeveloped.
they-
Just out there just swimming, just lost.
talking about I'm
Oh, they
looking
don't know
for
what they want.
love in all the right places. All right, cool. All right, so now you got, so then you got piranhas. Little wavy piranhas are
They predators. They have to get you.
but so they looking for benefits of them.
They trying the opportunists.
Okay, cool. And then you have dolphins. Now, dolphins are love and like to be liked, highly sensitive, intelligent, but newsflash to all y'all, a dolphin will kill you, pimp.
They will kill you.
Yeah.
And that's not them
definitely.
sending their representative. Their naturally, their innate personality is nice, joyful, intelligent, quirky. However, wrong button pushed, and this is literally and figuratively speaking, they will kill you.
Especially
And lastly, I chose guppies. Guppies are low maintenance, easy to feed, and reproduce effortlessly. Lil Webby, these are
They got 1,000,001 children out here, and ain't taking care of none of them.
gullible.
woo. So now that we distinguish what kind of fish are in this pool.
And that's just
Now,
our
my-
opinions.
Yeah, it's just all fun and games, man. So this is my question to y'all. I always want to ask this question though. How did, and real quick, because we got a lot to talk about. How did the pee get in the pool?
Traumas.
Everybody chime in. Don't matter, whatever you thinking.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go. I think there are a lot of things that constitute the dating pool being a little tainted. People have traumas that they hadn't dealt with when they were children, and it manifests when we're adults. Traumas happen as we're adults. I think this season that we're in, we're dating, we're trying to one up each other in a sense of, I'm not gonna let you get me, so I'll get you. So I've been hurt, so I'm not gonna be vulnerable. So I've been hurt, so I'm not going to tell you or show you that I like you when I really do. You get what I'm saying?
Got you.
So try to push you away when I really do like you, which is crazy, but people do it.
Oh,
I get it.
you know what? I got something that goes along. That's a good segue. I was gonna play this after D answer, but let me play it now. So what she just said, I have something for you to go along to give you a little more content with that. 1 second.
Yes, I be with that man. Yes, that man be with me. But are we together? Absolutely not. But can you talk to him? Absolutely not. Do we go together? Absolutely not. Are we together real bad? Absolutely. You know?
Go ahead. Before I get to Jules, go ahead, D. I'm gonna let you respond to that.
I don't know what the hell to say to that. So I would say, look, man. This is a hard topic for me to speak to. But I would say, like, there are a lot of people who are who got into a place where they're fearful to be vulnerable, you know. And then a lot of the perspective is based off what happened to them last time. Not necessarily. So the fight is, I got to protect myself so that what happened to me last time don't happen, instead of me actually fighting forward for what I want in the future. Though it comes to a point where those two begin to rival each other, right? It's like I know what I want for the future, right? Or let me say this. I feel like what I want for the future is what I didn't get in this last situation, or I feel like what I want in the future is for this just not to happen again, right? And what tends to happen in your future situations is you lack grace. The person doesn't have capacity to mess up with you at any capacity. They don't have, because your heart doesn't have the capacity for it. Your mind doesn't have the capacity for it. And if we were to be truthful, just what you went through was so impactful, right? That any sign of it, right? The next situation, to protect myself, I'd rather cut it off. Even if it could be, even if it's a misunderstanding, right? So all in all, people respond differently to different things. And I think there's a fear of misunderstanding, there's a fear of vulnerability. There's a key word, I can just keep going, but a lot of it is centered around fear.
And to add to that, I think people also need to come to the realization that love and relationships are ultimately a risk. They are. They are risks. That is a risk you take to fall in love, to be vulnerable, to be transparent, to try again because you got hurt, and then to try again. And as we're trying so hard to prevent another situation happening, which you can't control, I guess what they're trying to do is control the narrative, but you ultimately cannot control love. And
it's not ours.
That's not ours to control.
So
if we just got to an understanding that essentially love is a risk, and you could get hurt again by another relationship.
Webby, I think another thing I would say that is love is a choice.
It is definitely a choice.
It's a choice. I chose.
Jules, chime in real quick.
It's a risk.
Yeah. I was just thinking that they are placeholders for each other in that situation. You know, it's like, you know, I really know you're not fit for me, but what we got going on is fun and it's good and it feels good right now. But I know you're not a permanent solution to my future. So until I find that person, we doing this right here. But you can't also mess with nobody else because we doing this right here. You know, you can go out and have a pretend girlfriend, but she can't be real. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it sounds like she's saying to me, is that this dude she messing with, or they go out together, they do this. She gonna be jealous if she see him with somebody else, really only seriously. But he's just a placeholder.
Or he dropping it off. Or he dropping it off. Here's the truth, too. Like, here's some more truth to what you're saying, JJ. He got something that she like. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to just be as transparent as possible. Here's the truth, though. Even when she does find someone serious, if that brother ain't got something like the other brother does, she'll make her way back to him. And that's playing around with like that. It's dangerous. So, yeah, go for it.
Go ahead, D. Finish it.
It's a danger of playing around like that because it goes both ways. I mean, I think that's just a human thing. I think you gotta look. The flesh is sometimes the flesh wants what it wants, and you gotta have the self-control to be able to chill.
So all I'm gonna say that is, what you say quit try. Look, let me go and put it. Just talk like me because I was trying to be correct, very literally correct, but I'm not. Quit trying to claim something that you don't want. You can't claim me, and I promise y'all, this is so home for me. And if I was thinking in the time of, like D say, the flesh want what the flesh want, and I don't know if it's fleshly or whatever, so I'm not gonna say that now because we've already did our time and we're divorced. But I remember my ex-wife saying that to me, and I laughed at her. Like, are you serious? I was like,
what did she say to you?
She said her and her ex-dude still kick. But she didn't want me to kick you with none of mine. What? Girl, you okay. Let me show you where I'm from. From a little city called. So with that being said, right? Okay, so let me get to these comments. Man, I'm glad y'all commented. Hold on. I gotta get into it. So thank you, Miss Dennis. I see you in here. Of course, my sister said sharks will probably try to run through all the fish. She said fish impersonate trying to be something that you that they aren't. Okay, Miss Dennis. Miss Torres, hello. If you're not mentally strong, we will fail because our heart is weak. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna get into that. The other one is that's why you're not supposed to sleep with just everybody. You get involved with involved with crazy. You confuse lust with love. There was another one I was gonna read. Oh, if you love women, the way they desire to be loved, there's nothing she wouldn't do for her spouse. Mm, I can't sit there, but ooh, I got so much for that. So we got let's move forward. Let's move. What you say? Go ahead. What you say?
I can disagree with that because no matter how much you choose to love someone based on what they believe love is, grown folks don't always do what grown folks want to do. That grown person has to make a choice to not want to do anything else.
Yeah.
So we're talking about dating, okay? So let's go with it. We talking about the dating pool. They say it's P in the dating pool. My other thing I was gonna say was I'm just trying to see like the ones who stay in the dating pool. Like, do you ever have a thought or a vision to get out? What I mean by that is, do you want me to send you a lifesaver or just send you a life jacket so you can sit in the pool? I'm gonna let you make that decision. So I mean, that's how I play it. I'm not trying to sit and smell like piss forever. Like I want to get out, take a bath. I want to be fresh. But with that being said, 2023, this is what I ask y'all real quick. We got a couple questions real quick. And y'all can chime in too. I'm going to try to back and forth this as much as I can. Are there minimum requirements? What are the minimum requirements to date? I'm talking about right now. What are the minimum requirements? Each person give me 3. Whoever want to go first. Huh?
I think his perspective is different for everybody. Minimum requirements.
Okay. What's minimum requirements?
I think it's where you are in life too.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, like, I was like, man, I know I'm getting older when I start saying I'm at a point in my life. Like when you start your sentence with
you sound like my dear.
Like I'm at a point in my life.
Nah,
man. I don't know how much I can really offer this conversation, but I will say, like, I didn't want another girlfriend.
That part.
I didn't. I really said I feel like I'm gonna marry my friend, not my girlfriend. And yeah, I never asked my wife to be my girlfriend. I asked her to be my wife before I ever asked her to be my girlfriend.
Wow. Okay.
And so it was one of those things where, I think, it wasn't about getting caught up in titles or nothing like that. Cause I think sometimes we can do that. And honestly, it's not even about the title. It's about the exclusivity. Like you really want to know this person is for you, right? Even if it sounds as crazy as a young lady was saying, or if it's just like true transparency and communication and behavior, right? So all in all, like, I don't know, for me, I think when I was in that moment, when I was in that time, man, I just wanted peace and I wanted genuine friendship. And I wanted to know that, look, hey, I got you, you got me. Let's just ride. Like, that's it. It was that simple.
Webby, minimum requirements. Give me 3.
At the beginning?
In the beginning.
Man, just give me minimum requirements.
What's the word?
Yeah, just what do you think minimum requirements to dating is?
Because if I say something about having a job in a stable place, people look at me crazy, but it's folks out here.
But there's a reason why. There's a reason why. Go ahead.
I don't think that's crazy though, Webby.
No.
I think you just want security.
Right. Okay, but look, so
okay,
hold on.
I'm sorry.
I don't disagree with you that it's not crazy. It's not a crazy thought. But in what context some people put that in. Because too many times now, there's always a difference. So woman living at home with her mama, no job, it's okay. Dude stay at home with his mama and don't have a job or might not even have a car. It is a whole problem. Why? Why it's so susceptible for her, but he can't be in that position.
Listen, it's only a problem for a certain person. Because I know one of my partners, like, lived with his first home he bought was with his wife. Like, he lived with even while he was dating, he didn't live with his mama, but he lived with his sister. And you know the type of husband she got? She when it was that time, she got a debt-free husband. She got a husband that had some bread stacked up in the account. Like, very stable, very capable, right? Career, right? It was just, hey, like, look, why I got this opportunity to stack bread. It was just, it was a hell of a situation, in my opinion. Now that I look back on it, but the average, like the woman today, would probably look at him and be like if he was still, in that situation, then I'm not speaking for every woman, but some women will probably look at him and say, "Hey, are you living with your sister? Or you live out, like, you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't find stability.
I'm sorry. And
Yeah,
let's be real. Come on, women, get real with me.
Talk to me. I'm good with it.
For me,
get real with me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a problem for me.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And as an individual, one, single parent, so I'm having to take care of everything that go on over here. Yeah. And I'm not saying you have to own your own home like myself, but at the bare minimum, you can't stay by yourself. Like for me, I can't make 1 + 1 make 2. But that's for me, because I'm out here taking care of, have this at the bare minimum. I have my own place that's mine.
So what is so significant about him having his own place?
Because then my question is going to be, how can I see if you can stand on your own 2 feet when you're under your mother's roof?
Well, that wasn't his mom's roof.
Well, but I'm talking about somebody stay with their mom.
Got it.
Period.
Someone stay with their mom.
So it ain't always what they stay with their mama.
Well,
but what if he taking care of his mama?
Right.
I mean, you can see that because he could be taking care of his mama. That's why
that calls for conversation. Because I've dated both. I've dated the guy that lived at home with his mama, who proclaimed that he was taking care of her and was not. She was taking care of him, as I later found out. 2, I have dated someone who was living with his sister and had no intentions on getting his own spot.
Sure.
And you have children out here.
Sure.
So I can't fathom that.
No, that's good. No, that's good. No. I mean, I don't think you should change your standard. I'm just asking questions.
Jules?
Like, I feel like, okay, so my 3 things would be conversation. Because I want to be able to talk to somebody till we die, that type of thing. Okay. My second thing would be just like they got to match my hustle, in a sense. Like, they got to be able to, I mean, I think futuristically, as far as, long term, they would have to be able to match my hustle. Like, we got to always be able to eat no matter what. Don't mean they got to make as much as me, but they still got to be able to make some money, in a sense, if I can't make money, or if, or just to add to the branch. I mean, that's just my thing too. It got to be some financial security there, whether you bringing it in or you managing or you adding some kind of value to it. And the other thing is there's got to be like a sense of security and respect for me. Yeah. Those are my basic things in dating, in a sense. Like, you got to be able to add that table.
Okay, cool, Jules. I'm gonna stay with you real quick. Give me 3. So we have minimum requirements in the recent year that we stay in. Like right now, for what y'all see, because y'all know y'all see it like I see it out here, right? What are standards and expectations when you're trying to date? And I'm gonna get to these comments. Thank you, Candace. I'm gonna get to you just a second. I promise. Standards and expectations when you're dating.
Like standards, and I mean, it's 2 different things. Like standards is standard. A whole mile with this. Standards for me is just, just having a certain way about yourself. Like, you're respectable, honorable, like you do what you say, you follow through. You're not, you're consistent. Let's say that you're consistent. You say you do what you say. you're respectful, you add value to me. Those are that's my standards. What was the other one? Requirements? No. What was your expectation? Expectations they kind of in line with my standards, same thing. I expect you to show up when you say you're gonna show up. Communicate, be I guess in some ways, like if we got stuff, if we were communicating or whatever, and we hit some humps or whatever, I kind of expect you to, figure it out with me, in a peaceful, calming way instead of like a fight, I don't know. I need a little more time to think about that. Like,
come on, Webby, give it to
I'm
us.
not out here in the
Standards,
dating
expectations.
pool, so I'm not out here in this piece, so I don't know.
Right. You
So-
sightseeing. She's sightseeing. She's sightseeing.
So I looked up looked up the definition of expectation.
Oh Lord. Tell y'all this is why we call her Webster. Come on, little Webby.
Well, hey, we got to know definition of words.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, put it in content and context.
Absolutely. So an expectation is it's a simile. No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Stop, don't do that. I said similar. Remember, it's a noun. Remember that. So it says a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. So if I provide or you provide an expectation of the other partner, you're expecting or you're wanting that particular thing to happen. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
I'm following you. So what are standards and what are expectations?
So let's look at the word standard. I always want to make sure I'm correct. A standard is also a noun, and it says a level of quality or attainment. So that's why I was talking about, or it says an idea or thing used as a measure, norm, or model in a comparative evaluation. So that's why I said like a standard should be, you should have a job. That's at bare minimum. It's not an expectation. That's a standard. You should. An expectation, I expect for us to communicate if there's a grievance or if I did something wrong to you. I'm saying, hey, going forward, if I did this, please let me know so that you can expect going forward that I'm not going to do this again.
Let me find out you filing grievances in relationships.
She's writing papers and
We have a
delivering
grievance.
grievances in mail.
Excuse me, sir.
Real quick. Like I was gonna say, I guess one of my expectations would be like that this relationship would go somewhere, that it's going to turn into a marriage, thing like that, something like that. That would be an expectation of dating.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, D, real quick.
Yeah. So a standard would be for sure, I need a woman who I can share my faith with. Like who I want a God-fearing situation. That was always a standard for me. Man, it's hard sometimes not to think about what you've learned over time, and I'm really trying to think about this. As it pertains to an expectation, my only expectation would be that the expectations are communicated. That these are not expectations that are held in or silent, but these are ones that are communicated. Because I don't know, you don't know what you don't know. And I love my sisters, but sometimes my sisters expect you to know things that sometimes you just don't see. And I think it's same for us as men too. So let me even that playing field. But yeah, standard God-fearing expectations that they're communicated.
Okay. So let's see. I
don't want to agree.
Mr. Adriana says that's why you're not asleep. Okay, I can read that one. Miss Dennis, she says, know who you are, know what you want, know how to effectively communicate, bare minimum. I like those. 3 out of 2, 1 out of 3 people have a problem with, but I like those. If he can't maintain his own counsel, how can he be trusted to maintain our counsel? And you know what? You sure right. Because my theory is you want me to know if I can maintain my counsel. Well, if I'm providing the counsel, I need to know if you can take care of this counsel. So if you ain't got a house you're taking care of, then I'm gonna ask you that same question. See, we want to play these wits, we want to play these, I call it mental chess. We can play mental chess. So we want to say standards and expectations. I'm like D. My faith is everything to me. So that's definitely a standard. I need to know that we can communicate because I try to communicate better now than what I did before. And then my thing is I need to know if you really gonna show up and support.
Yeah.
And not for it to feel like a chore for you to do. Either you gonna do it or you're not. Basically, point. Now, this is me with expectations. Expectations, don't have any. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because I learned by watching my own people, and she's watching, so she know I've already told her. My father dated my mother with the expectation that he was getting my grandmother. And he found out real quickly, my mama ain't finna sit on stove and cook. Now she will go get you something to eat. Don't get me wrong, my mama can't cook. She know what to do behind that kitchen. But if she can call Charleston's Cheesecake Factory or whatever, she gonna feed you. But your expectation was when you dated my mother that you seen my grandmother and you was like, oh, that's what I'm getting. So this is my whole point about the whole expectation. Expectations are like a job. If Lil Webby has a job and she employs me and I don't meet her expectations, then of course she can fire me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm meeting the standards of your job, I still should be able to keep my job while I work on your expectations. Because your expectations, are they very literal? Are they very attainable? Are you putting your expectations on me based upon your work ethic? Because my whole thing is if my mother was never going to meet my dad's expectations, then you should never marry. You should have left her alone. Period. But you seen something else good, and they did their thing, and then it was blossom, it fell, it blossomed, it fell, but it was good across the board, right? For what it was. But that's always been my thing. I can't get and then I did this when I was married. You know how you're supposed to make that list? When I made that list of all the expectations I wanted her to do, I looked at that list and threw it away. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't meet half the stuff I wrote down. I don't even do this. Why am I expecting her to do it? That's dumb. It's so dumb to me. So I threw that out the door. I was like, bro, leave yourself with these expectations alone. All right. So you discussed that about your standards and expectations. Let's move on. Got another question.
Hey, great.
Ladies.
A quick question.
Yes, sir.
Just before we hop off, I got a question for Webby and JJ.
Yes, sir.
Would it be fair to say, like the way you, from your standards and your expectations, right? There's a true value on these 3 S's, right? Safety, security, and stability. Right? Listen, is that fair to say?
Yes.
Listen, my whole world, mindset-wise, it was a paradigm shift when my mind really fully understood this about our women, like that they want safety, security, and stability.
That's it.
Right? Like, and that's what they're processing from, right? Mm-hmm. At some level, right? Not completely, right? But at some level, man. So if the bank account don't look a certain way, they may not feel safe. Or it doesn't feel safe or secure, right? You know what I mean? And it's not a slight against you. You know, it's just like, hey, look, hey, I want to make sure we're taken care of. We good? You know what I mean? And
so I'm gonna ask you a question.
Sure.
Keep talking, D, but let me ask you a question. Is that a two-way street?
No. So okay, the way I look at it, okay, again, it's hard to not process in the mindset of togetherness because my bank account is shared at this point.
Amen.
So what I'm saying is, like, if we low, Hey,
We
it's gonna
low,
be some,
not
you,
me.
you better
We
know
low.
it's gonna be some questions asked. Like I have my own personal, she has her own personal, but we have a shared one as well. And it's like, look, bro, like that thing get low. It's like, hold on, bro, what's going on? So at some point, right? You gotta hear our sisters, even from a single perspective, say, look, I just want to know we're gonna be good. I want to know we're gonna be all right. I want to know these bills gonna get paid. I want to know we ain't gonna be just sitting in the house on a date night watching movies, Netflix and chilling, and then the lights just cut off.
Amen. Amen.
You know
Amen.
what I mean? So just
I'm
imagine how
definitely in
embarrassing that
agreement
would
with
be.
that.
You know what I'm saying? So that those 3 S's matter: safety, security, and stability. It matters.
So what
Definitely.
matters to y'all?
Okay.
Huh?
So if we're saying it's safety, security, and what was the last one you said?
Safety, security, and
Safety,
stability.
security, and stability.
Okay, so that's what matters to women. So what matters to men from you guys' perspective? Because we're not the same.
Booty.
You know what? I'm glad D said that. So let me ask you, hold on, let me ask you ladies a question before, because that was funny. But it's funny you said that, bro.
I don't want to be out here saving the
So-
world and coming home after it. No, look, I'm sorry. Look,
So ladies,
come on,
let me ask you a question, ladies. Real
Okay.
talk. Real talk. Y'all know we real, we keep it 100. It's sex. And when I say sex, I'm talking all various types. Don't be trying to put, well, these, no. Sexual activity in a relationship. Is it a standard or expectation?
It's an expectation.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. Can I jump
Glad
back in?
you-
Let me jump back in. All right. On a serious tip. All right.
Yeah.
If there were 3 S's for men, I would say sex, I would say support, and I would say I think we share the security. Like I think the security thing is one of those things, not to a place where I need you to keep me secure, but from a perspective of knowing that things are taken care of. Like when if I'm away, right? So for example, I got to fly away next week. I want to know that the kids in the house everything will be good. Like I want to know that, and I trust that. I think my wife gonna hold it down, right? But at the end of the day, you want to know, and I don't know if security the right word. I was trying to keep the S thing, but I just want to know at the end of the day that she gonna hold it down when I'm like, if any event, something ever happened to me or I'm away, that the family's taken care of.
Okay, so you said sex. What was the second one?
Want that? Yeah.
What was the
Sex,
support.
So sex, support, and security. Maybe the security is the comfort of I was going to say quiet space more so than anything, allowing you guys the ability to have the ability to digress and have how about soft landing?
Oh, I like that.
Oh yeah, you want to
lay your head on my pillow.
Obviously, you want to land on something soft.
When I say soft landing, what I say soft landing is just, having that comfort space to come home to that's not loud and exhausting and it's obnoxious, or having that, being able to come home, even if it's no matter what you went out and fought the world to, being able to come home to a soft, quiet landing, not just that peace of mind to be able to kind of come in and de-stress and know that she's gonna not add to the burden.
Or no, you just don't want to come home and be sitting in the car for 30 minutes because you dreading going up in that mug.
That's what soft landing.
Why am I here?
Soft landing.
So wait a minute. Sex is expectation or standard?
That's a standard.
Gotta drop it off. Sorry.
It's a standard.
So I'm gonna tell y'all why, and I agree, it's a standard. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Think about what D just did. D particular, he wants to be released.
He said booty,
right?
booty.
I was just playing. I was just playing. I literally was just I was just playing.
My boy. I love it.
You tried to make it up with those 3 S's, but
that was a good,
helped me out on the last one.
good
Huh?
save, good save.
So this is my thing. So, Jules, if sex is an expectation for you, but it is a standard for him, then if he gonna cheat on you, is it okay? Because it's an expectation for you, but it's a standard for me.
No.
So
When
since you
I
really
say
don't want to meet the
expectation,
expectation, can I go find somebody else that's gonna meet the expect? I'm just saying. I'm going by what D said.
Bro, hold on, don't throw me into that.
No. When I say expectation, sex, I wouldn't say it's a standard, because sometimes some circumstances you can't have sex. It's not always. It's not like a mandatory thing, and you don't want sex to be a mandatory thing. You just want it to always be available. You always want to be able to. You always want to expect it to happen. Those are expectations that you share and you agree upon.
Mhm.
Like, you could have somebody that can't have sex because something happens. You know what I mean? So
Right.
once that goes out the window, then are you
You gotta
again
find something
allowed
else to
to
do.
do
You
things?
gotta find something else to do.
No, you still not. It's what you agree upon. You set expectations of your relationship, period. When you go in, like just in a marriage, and the expectation is to, be together forever. That's the expectation, right? But
Gotcha.
if you agree that, if you cheat or I cheat with these vows, then that the expectation is separation, then that's the expectation. You set that expectation with your spouse, like, I expect sex twice a day. You know what I'm saying? Or this is what I expect. Is that something that's mandatory? No. It's what you expect. It's what you want out of the situation, and you got to come to those agreements. And when you having them conversations with the person you dated, those things need to come out. You can't be like, you in it and now you setting these expectations. No, set those before you commit, so that you know what you're getting into. If that's a requirement of you.
So, Jules, what I'm saying is, hypothetically, if we dating and like one night it got real hot and bothered, and like we in the midst of it, I'm not finna stop and ask you what your expectation is. We finna go ahead and go through with this whole performance. It's just like, who stops and asks that question? For men, that's hard to do, because if a dude you can't wait. So my thing is, I'm like, safe, being able to talk in a safe space. I can't talk about sex until we in a real safe space and you really vulnerable and can talk. Because if a dude talk about that too soon, it may be taken as, oh, this nigga just want to hit.
So hold on,
and that's not even the case.
Press pause. Hold on, press pause. So you're willing to have sex before you talk about it?
Yeah, that's backwards to me.
D, how many people? D, let me ask. So I want y'all to be real honest. How many people had sex? How many people had sex, and in the midst of the hot moment, you stopped and talked about it?
I plead the fifth. All I'm gonna say
Thank you very much.
All I'm gonna say is this, though. Nah, at the end of the day, though, like, that's still irresponsible. And like, here's the thing: I'm not warranting. I'm not trying to be like that guy. But what I am saying is, though, sometimes you just get caught up and you wham bam, and then you looking at it like Shannon Sharp. Just remember, I gave you all I got. You know what I mean? So that's what we do. That's where you eventually land.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, like, our human nature takes over at times, and we do fall and we do something. And what's tough is when it's more than what we thought it would be. And then you got to come back and manage that, because that can get control real quick. And that's why that sister was on the phone saying, "Oh, we're not together, but we together."
Cause he over here, pound town.
Yeah.
So look, ladies. Okay, cool. Got another question. Cause we talking about the dating pool, right? They say it's pee in the dating pool. So we trying to get to the bottom of, why is it pee? Why? Look, if it's pee in the dating pool, why you not trying to get out, take a shower? Why you somebody want to take a shower? Do something, make something happen. So I've heard this. So I want to know from the ladies. They say it's pee in the dating pool because it's hard to date with kids. Now, let me give you more content with it. There's a brother, if you ever seen the video, Dr. Umar Johnson was on this show, right? This dude said, and he cool. Sometimes I can go what he's saying. Sometimes I'll be like, bruh, I got a whole mom. I'm not doing it. But he said, the dudes on the show said, I don't date women with kids because they're too masculine, right? And Dr. Umar Johnson said, well, the reason because they're masculine because of the, I'm gonna say the side brothers that were in their life, right? Or the consequences of them having to be the father and the mother, right? Because of the person didn't show up, wasn't available, whatever the case may be, right? And he went forward to say how many dudes are out here mentoring boys? How many dudes are out here taking boys away from their homes and mentoring them, showing them the right thing to do? So that's why I asked that question. Is it hard for women with kids to date? And then the two part to that question is why I asked D. Me and D can answer that one. Go ahead.
I don't think it's hard to date women with children. I think there can be challenges, but it's not impossible.
Is it hard for the ladies with it?
It can be. I think it can be.
Why?
I think it depends. Like if your children are younger, I think that can pose a challenge if you can't always find a babysitter to have that one-on-one time with the guy that you're trying to date. When they're a little bit older, it makes life a little bit easier because they can stay by themselves, go to a friend's house, or do whatever. I think on the receiving party, it's difficult if they don't understand if you're not available. And it's not because you don't want to be available.
So I've also heard that some women say they don't date while they got kids.
I totally disagree.
Because like I sent you that video earlier. I can't play it because she's too much. But the lady was 40 years old, right? And she said she was this dude F around. Well, we grown, fuck around, right? So, and she said she was cool with it because she is concentrating raising her daughter. So you just said in one sentence that you was cool with being a dude's toy and you raising the daughter. And you said you're concentrating on being a mother. That's why you're not out here dating.
Here's my problem with that. One, she just sounds idiotic, because who says that? And why wouldn't you, as a single parent or mother, why would you want to show your daughter what it looks like to be in a healthy relationship, but yet you're showing your daughter all she has to offer a man is her vagina?
Jules, I'm just saying what she said. I'll send y'all the video.
I agree with Webby. I don't think that. I think that her that's kind of like the other video where she's just doing what she thinks it feels good or whatever, but not really being afraid to go out there and get what she really wants, or not feeling secure enough to get what she wants. Like maybe she's dated a bunch of people and it just don't go right, and she just tired of doing it that way, and she think it's gonna work the other way, but it's really not. And it is a bad representation to your kids and your children, or even for yourself. It's just bad for your self-esteem, because eventually you realize that you just a side piece, and that's not what you really want in life. Whether or not you dating or not, whether or not you claiming that you're dating or not, you are. You just dating somebody that's not emotionally available to you. So that's that piece of it. For the other part, I want to go back to where it says, I don't like this term when men try to say that women are masculine because they're single and they're taking care of business for their families. That's whack to me. Like they taking care of their families because there's nobody there to help them take care of their families. So what they do, step up and take care of their families. It doesn't mean that when a man is introduced into their world that they won't fall back and be submissive.
Right.
Okay.
You think the kid's supposed to be hungry? All right, look. Also, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Without
All right, they supposed to be they ain't got nothing, right? I got you. I'm feeling it. Here's the thing. What's even more traumatic is no matter what piece you are, when your child find out you are a piece, and you hear your mama in the room getting hoe off the frame. Now, here's the truth. It was true story. Had a young man at the center. We talking, everybody's having this conversation. And this young man was just like traumatized. And he was like, yo, like, man, what happened? He was like, man. And then so his friend jumped in, was like, man, he called me in the middle of the night crying because his mama was in the room getting,
Beat it up. She was acting independent.
Oh, yeah. And the kid was like, the kid really felt some type of way. It was like, he in there effing my mama. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the reality is it's like, that has an impact on them. Like, you know what I mean? When moms can be irresponsible as it pertains to bringing, you know what I mean? Now, she might have snuck him in, like when the kids were asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Them iron head boys was going to work. Right? And the reality is that canopy bed was going to work. And the reality is it's just one of those things where if the kids hear it, it can be a traumatic impact. It can have significant impact. And we talking about a boy, right? Now you talking about a little girl. I can't speak to how that impacts a little girl, but I can say is like just it can be tough. Now, just to the masculine thing, mama's got to do what they got to do. You know what I mean? It's on us, the fact that we're not there raising our kids. And
Hello.
one of the toughest it's not always on us, because sometimes you do have these moms who just, unfortunately don't want that. They just wanted the child and they want it, so I can't speak to all of that, but I can say that moms sometimes are left, because I'm the product of a single mom. Sometimes mom are just left with that. That's what they got to do, right? My mom wasn't masculine, because she chose to take care of her son and take care of her daughter, right? She was just a mom that felt like she needed to do what she had to do, and sometimes doing what she had to do can be tough. Let's just say it that way.
It could be subjective, because I'm also a product of a single parent household.
Right.
So I saw my dad, just not every day. Like,
Sure.
So my mom raised me.
Right.
I saw my dad Christmas and summer.
Right. In some cases, they see only grandmother and sometimes grandmother.
Yeah.
Kids. So
Webby, do you live in your masculinity, or do you still find femininity in your while being masculine? Because that's the real thing. So hold on, before you answer, Webby, just keep that thought. I want to go back to what Jules said, right? And I had to look this up. So let's give it some context of what some men, not gonna say all, what some men say when they talk about a masculine woman. Okay. It says 15 signs of a masculine woman. You see your feminine side as weaker. You are competitive. You are always on the go. I don't believe that one. You like being in control. Okay. You are more logical than intuitive. You are highly independent. You chase material success. I don't necessarily know what that means. You are judgmental. You have a hard time expressing love and vulnerability. You are disconnected from your emotions. You appear cold. You are not comfortable with intimacy. You date feminine men. That threw me for the left. I was like, how you date? Like old girl said, well, I don't want no daughter. If I date a weak brother, I'm gonna run him over. But you date feminine men. I don't understand that. So I was going to give it some context of why men say that. Because I see a lot of women who
So,
and
so
I'm
you,
what
do you need to meet
and
all,
I get it.
do you need to meet all 15 of those to be considered masculine?
Some of them, no,
How
I'm just
many of
saying
them
what it
do you
says.
have
The
to
ones,
meet before they consider you masculine? Because I meet
so
a lot of them.
hey, I've already told you about you, remember? I already said, yo, hey, let's just be real. Like two of these two females right here, because of what I know, and I'm going by what I know. These two females, I would call them, and some of y'all finna get real mad at me, but it's cool. I would say, hey, what's up, big dude? Because when I tell you, when they and they dude and they letting it hang, they letting it hang. Like, but it's not always a bad thing though. So this is when I get on the fence with it, right? Because every dude, like D said, he wanted to marry not his girlfriend, but his best friend, which is his wife. Queen L is everything, right? She's cool. Um, so you get a girl that is you can hang with, kick it with, like it's your homeboy, but she don't live in that world. Like she know how to turn it off and be feminine as well. So that's like the best of both worlds to a brother. Now,
So,
y'all that live in your masculine all day, I can't. I'm not. I'm just because it's too much of this. It's too much of power struggle.
Can I ask a
Used to
question?
be married to it. Yes, sir.
Why can't we just get to know people for people and just who they are?
Bro.
Because
I
at the end
mean,
of
true.
the day, it's
You know that's not the real world, bro. I
I
mean,
understand.
we
No,
need
I
to be that
understand.
way.
No, I understand. And this is. Let's channel the questions to you, DJ Tricky. Right?
Oh, okay.
Do you prefer a yes woman?
Of course not.
Do you prefer a woman that is a stay-at-home mom?
She has that choice.
Okay. Right. But if she doesn't want to be a stay-home mom, because for some women, that would be setting them up for failure, right?
Not a problem.
It's not a problem, correct?
This one raised the hand. Not a problem.
In an argument, you want her to voice her opinion, correct?
Of course.
However, you just want to be respected.
I want her feeling is her feeling, but don't leave it to me to validate your feelings because feelings are not always facts.
Okay, feelings aren't always facts, but feelings in the moment feel true. And until we can process of what feels true and what's actually true and what's not true, then it may be tension, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you do want somebody you can work through tension with, right?
Of course.
But you also want somebody that will respect you enough to bring that tension to you.
Of course.
She
So
can't grow.
Huh?
She can't what?
Else you don't grow.
Well, without ownership,
of course.
I think you can bring tension, but if you're not willing to own your stuff, right? You're not willing to grow, right? And so with that being said, it's just one of those things where, look, dog, like people gonna have their opinions. Like, and if you're in a relationship, y'all are not always gonna see eye to eye, right? And so I'm also married to a woman who had a child before me, right? Which is our son, right? Chase is our son. That's my guy, right? And there is a journey from her learning. She was a single mother for 10 years before we ever met. So there's a journey with that you have to, as the man, as you take that on, right? There's a patience that you got to have with her helping her navigate the fact that, mama, you're not single no more. You actually got a man here with you. And I ain't got to be down your throat with it, but I got to help cultivate that with you daily. And man, if I would be lying to you to say that that's easy. That's not easy, right? And even just your perspective on how you see the other dad if he's in play, right? Like navigating that, like it's just all in all, like I do believe that single moms have to be strong when they're single, right? But even in that strength, there's still a learning curve for her. When she hits relationships, that when she feels safe, she doesn't have to be strong no more. So we got to do our part to help her feel safe.
Right. So when I hear men say things like that, it's offensive.
I can see that.
What's offensive?
To say that
Real.
single mothers are masculine.
Oh, okay.
It's offensive because and you know my story. So
Mm-hmm.
I have been a single parent for quite some time. And dated here and there up until my most recent relationship. And had I fallen subjective to those men that I was so-called dating prior to my current, oh my, that would have been a mess. And I did with one guy, and that was a whole situation that's cause for another show. So I had no choice but to be strong. There has been many a days that I've sat in this house and looked around like with the weight of the world on my shoulders, and there is no one for me to expel that to. There is no one else. If my house falls apart, it's on me. There was nobody here to help. So if you're going to be the man in my life, you're going to have to be strong and stronger than me for that matter, or try to be for that matter, because I've been doing this for quite some time and I've had to learn to rely on me. So it takes a lot for people like me to chip away at those bricks to be able to rely on you. Not saying it can't be done, but it's going to take time.
So as you in your current situation, is your feminine more in front than your masculine?
Yes.
Oh no, wrong question. Did he and first of all, I don't agree with old boy, so that's not what I was talking about. So
right,
anyway, but with that being said, in your situation, the fact that you're in a situation now, do you feel as though no, it's not feel. Do you still have that same mindset that you're the only one in the picture?
No, I don't.
Okay. So things have changed because you were open-minded enough to let the brother in to show you.
Well, right? Yeah, correct.
Okay.
I think when you get the right person in your life, that balances you in that area, like where you don't have to where you feel secure, you know what I mean, and safe and protected, and them 3 S's from earlier, you know, then you naturally
good job, D.
you naturally disalarm. You know, sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it, but you naturally soften. In a sense, you become naturally submissive and catering and supportive, and you're creating that soft space that he needs in his life, just because he's providing those things and he's creating that an atmosphere for you. Then you naturally just disalarm. There are some things that we have to turn off internally, but at the same time, if you with the right person and your communication is good and he's showing you that you can do these things, you can, you know, allow him to lead and to be able to protect you and all these things, then that just naturally will disalarm you. You know.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interject. Naturally, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree, because I don't think that naturally happens. I think a choice has to be made for the individual, because women are naturally women, or whatever. That's, you know, we're feminine, we're this and we're that. But if I have been living in this era of single parentness and having to be both, and I do have a guy in my, you know, that's, you know, here with me, working with me, it's not as natural as people think it is. And it is very much a choice to say, okay, I can breathe now. Okay, he's showing me this. Okay, this and that is taking place, but it's not a, oh, he's showing me this, and it's a natural progression. And I have other friends who are single parents or who were single parents and who are now married, and we've had these conversations. And I have a friend now that's been married for quite some time to her husband, and to this day can still struggle with that.
Come on. And I'm gonna say this, like, even when I would say, even when I was single, when you chose to date a woman with a child, you it was an older brother. I think it was an older brother that shared with me. It's like, look, man, you gotta be careful with that, because when you leave her, you also leaving that child.
Mm-hmm.
And for her, you know, what I've had to grow to understand is, like, she's still protecting that child. Right.
Always.
Her first, she's a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she might not, here's the thing, she might not be single no more, but she's still a mother. And that mother aspect of it is to protect, and these my cubs, these my child, these are my babies. Ain't nothing gonna happen to my child. You know what I mean? And so although we've solved the fact that you're not single no more, right? And that's why this still can show up in marriage, right? We've solved the fact you're not single no more. I've wifed you up. We good. You know what I mean? The reality is you're still a mother. And you that mother instinct, sometimes if it's not checked, it'll get in the way of your relationship.
It will definitely get in the way, because you like, wait, what? Okay, no, this is okay. All right. You start having all these conversations with yourself.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying it's not as natural, and it's really not as easy as people would like for it to be.
Yeah, for some it can be though, maybe, but some,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
For me, I'm giving an example in my own particular situation. When I was dating my husband, in a sense. So when we were dating, I was very masculine. I had been single for a very, very long time. I was out there dating, just like serial dating. But when he came along, there are certain things that he did. Like, he always showed up whether I asked him to or not, in a sense where, like, he knew if like when I graduated, he showed up. When I got a promotion, he showed up and celebrated. Like, he presented that constantness in my life that I didn't have in guys at the time. You know, he always provided and made sure I was protected, guarded me whenever we were out. You know, it just made me feel safe, in a sense. Not just those specific things, but every time we were together, I felt safe and secure. So, you know, I'm not looking over my shoulders, not watching it, because protection for me is a big thing. Also, that security of, you know, somebody taking care of me is important as well. Like, I grew up taking care of everybody in my family, including my father, in a sense. Mm-hmm. So I'm always taking care of somebody else, but in as we progressed in our relationship, he kind of came and filled in and took care of everything. If something needed to be done, he just made it happen. And it provided a sense of comfort for me, so I could fall back, you know, and I didn't have to take care of everything. I didn't have to show up for everything. Somebody was taking care of me, and it was unnatural for me. So at first, yeah, I was like uncomfortable, but I was like, oh, okay. You know, I don't have to do this no more. You know, I'm not always having to check this box over here. I'm not always trying to respond to everything, because he fulfilled that for me. And so it allowed me to fall back and not have to be worried about it or doing it or being stressed out about it. It created a softer side for me. Even like in conversation, like, I didn't have to be defensive all the time, because I felt like he was there for me. He was there to protect me. He was there to support me. I don't have to be listening and see if he trying to, you know, con me or fool me or whatever it is, or get whatever he want out of me. Or, you know, I didn't feel like he was using me or doing anything just to benefit him, or he's not just looking for sex. Certain things that will disarm you from regular dating, just being out in the world, dating different people. When that person comes along, there's just certain things you don't have to do anymore. There's just certain things you don't have to provide anymore. I didn't have to provide anything financially, especially like, expect it to be, on dates, not to have to provide on dates anyways, but not to for anything. I don't care what it was. If I needed to go to the grocery store, if I was hungry, if I needed groceries, if I needed clothes, if I needed whatever, he was like, let's go. We finna go get this, and we finna do that, and we finna do this, and we finna do that. And I never had to worry about anything. So when things like that happen in your relationship, when you get to a certain level, where he's just filling in all the little gaps that you have, or just taking the weight off of you from a masculine perspective of, leading, then you don't have to do those things, and you fall back into it.
But as a parent,
I don't know. I think the more and more I'm listening to this, it's not a thing about masculine and feminine to me. I think it's more so about men don't like it when women say, I don't need you.
mm-hmm.
Like when women take these like approaches.
That's a two-way street, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah, obviously, right? In relationships, you want to know that your spouse, like you offer your spouse
exactly
something. You want to know
exactly
I offer to you, right? And when you're in a relationship and you can't do anything for the person without the person thinking like, no, I don't need you to do that. Why are you doing this? Like, what's going on? Like, why? At that point, it's like, dang, like, what do I really have to offer this relationship? Well, you can just come over here and we can just kick it like da 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 da. And at that point, you got to make a choice. Like, is that what I want? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I guess I don't know the other street of it. I just know from the instance of women, right? Like my encounters with women. But man, like I said, it's one of those things where people want to know that they need it, like, in the relationship, right? And then if there's a child, I know that you got a child. I went into it with no kids. I didn't have any children. You know what I'm saying? I know that you have a child. And I want to be able to offer the child something, right? However, if you're not, now here's what's very true. The mother of the child, especially when the child is a boy, and that boy is used to him and his mama, like there is the mom has to play a part in cultivating the relationship between the boy,
say it again,
the child, and the person that they're seriously in the relationship with, or the husband per se, right? Even more so with your husband. You know what I'm saying? Because if the child feels like I don't have to go through him for nothing, I can go through her and I can do whatever I need to do and get everything.
You're already creating division.
It's creating division in the house, and a house divided, right? It
does not survive.
It doesn't, and it messes up y'all relationship.
It happens with girls too.
Yeah, kids can get in the way of relationships. Let's just be real. Kids can get in the way of relationships, and it's just them being them. It's just their nature to be, like my 3-year-old, well, 4-year-old now. When I do something to him, he run into his mama. When his mama do something to him, he run into me. You know what I'm saying? So they play.
But the trick is y'all on the same page, so he can't play neither one of y'all.
Exactly.
That's it. That's the trick.
And when y'all on the same page, like when y'all on the same page, like, man, it really, you gotta unite for the greater good of those kids. You feel what I'm saying? Like you got to. It ain't no other way around it. Now, sometimes it can be hard. That can be hard because at some levels, sometimes the mother can perceive it as if, oh, why are you comparing him to me? Like, why? I mean, why are you comparing him to you? I mean, like, why? No. I need to know what's going on with this kid. And if I don't know what's going on with this kid, I can't help you help the kid.
All right.
And then do we want to talk about having, and like D said, I totally agree with you. You are definitely right. But I always say it is the objective, it is the sole responsibility of the main parent to make that relationship work. It is not the other person's responsibility. I think so much is sometimes taken off accountability, is sometimes taken off so many men, and we put it on women, or we take it off the woman and we put it on the men. Why can't we just learn how to be accountable and responsible, period, about whatever? Take ownership in your thing. And then, as y'all stated, that whole, I married a woman with four kids. I don't have any kids to this day, right? But it was such a power struggle. And what I can't, and we want to talk about patience. Patience ran thin because I got tired of every time something was wrong, they were your kids. But then as soon as we good, then they're our kids. We can't play that game. I'm not playing that game with you. So just like now, I can have all the patience in the world. But just like milk has an expiration date. I'm only gonna sit on the shelf for so long and go back and forth with you to try to make this work. I'm only gonna sit in your space and tell you to your face and show you, hey, I'm here. I can help you, but I'm not gonna force you to do it. You can rely on me, but I'm not gonna force you to do it. So when you out there and you doing what you need to do, and after you showed me, hey, you got it, cool, I'm gonna step back and let you have it. But don't come to me later, oh girl, I'm going through something, he didn't even show up. Matter of fact, Lil Webby asked me this question. She had a homegirl. These two people were dating, and we're gonna end it like this. And we might have to go further with this conversation. I know I held y'all forever. I apologize.
No,
but she had a comment. Yeah, but I know Jules just got out of work, so she got her kids at home, so I get it. Sure. She asked me today, well, this dude is dating this chick, right? And he's moving. And
they're not dating.
I guess, huh?
They only went on one date.
Yeah, they went on one date, right? So the dude, so basically bottom line, he's moving, she called to check on him. And tell me if I'm wrong, he said, well, I thought you would come to help me move. Right? Okay. So standards expectation. That was expectation of him to think that she would have their thoughts. Oh, well, he moving, let me go help him move. Because they're dating and they went on one date. Right? Okay, cool. So this is what I explained to her. This is why I say, they always say, well, relationships are equal. No, the hell they not. Because in that instance, let's flip it. If Lil Webby was moving and I'm dating Lil Webby and we've been on one date, if she tells me they're like, oh, okay, well, cool, do what you need to do, I'll holler at you later. Depending on the type of woman she is, bet you, girl, I told this nigga I was dating, excuse my French, I was moving and he ain't try to come help me. That's the conversation.
Sorry, I got to laugh.
And if I'm lying, send me all my emails when I get off the show. Look, please do. And then flip it. Now flip it. This dude had an expectation of her just coming to help him move, to have the thoughts. You didn't have to show up. But even if you had the thoughts, and even if we just now dating, you don't want to meet your kids, let's throw that in there. You don't want me to meet your kids there, right? Cool. So guess what? If you're a real dude, or say I'm gonna say me, right? You don't want to meet your kids, I'm not gonna come help you move, whatever, whatnot, this and that. I would at least ask, hey, do you need some help? No. Or I would offer something in assistance to help. Why? Because if you do that, bro, I'm gonna give y'all game one-on-one. If you do that, bro, when she get out the phone, you're gonna get a phone call once you through moving. Girl, he offered to help me move, and man, he kind of cool. But if I didn't offer it, man, he ain't.
Hey,
now I'm not.
What's that term we used this morning? What is that? Love? What was it?
Look, what?
Love bombing.
Love bombing.
So would it be okay? So would it be love bombing? We went on one date. I know you moving, and I know you got a lot to move. And I send a moving company your way to move that stuff for you. Would that be love bombing?
I don't classify that as love bombing. I think I would be a little
specific. So no.
But some people would
maybe
like
you
that
say you'll
lady
be a
would
little
say
what
it
though?
was.
You'll be a little what?
I think that's a little weird. I don't think it's
Oh,
love
wow.
bombing. I don't think it's love
Oh,
bombing.
wow.
It's just weird.
It's just weird.
What makes it weird? I'm curious.
After one date, the likelihood that you know my address is probably not.
No, I would have to coordinate that with you.
Right.
Yeah.
You would have to
Of course.
coordinate.
Yeah.
So, because after one date, I may or may not know if I want you to have my address to send something like that over there. And do I think that's a very nice gesture? Yes, I wouldn't dismiss what you did, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
that would
So
mean I would be vulnerable
No,
enough.
I understand. Safety, safe, security.
Safety, because
Safety and
I'm
security.
sorry, y'all, they popping firecrackers.
Oh, they.
Already.
No, safety
My
and security.
neighborhood too.
So I get it.
So,
with
I mean,
safety-
and
go for it.
go ahead.
So with safety and security, if I coordinated with you in a way that didn't include me knowing where you live, that didn't, only thing I did was pay for it. I just offered an opportunity for you to pay, so for it to be paid for, right? Send me the invoice. I would
still struggle with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's not because you're not, and I'm gonna tell you why I struggle with that. Money has never moved me because you could pay for something.
Right, and it's
But
not,
was it the money?
It's not
or was
my
it the
intent.
gesture?
It's not my intent to show you that I got the bread to do something like that. It's so
So a lot.
It's anticipating your needs.
So
Okay.
a love
Basically,
bomber,
a
love bomber would not do something like that.
Correct.
Really? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that term is that is very new to me. So
I just said what the lady said.
And
Look,
I think people
not,
misuse the terminology all the time. So I mean, I would think that's a very grand and nice gesture. I wouldn't go straight for the, oh, he's love bombing me or whatever. Like that depends on me if I would allow that, if that makes sense.
I agree. I think that if you are trying to love bomb somebody, the love bomber is a shark in the pool of dating. They are intentionally targeting certain women to get certain things out of them. And they do that by trying to meet that emotional need of love in a woman, by telling her all these things that he knows that she wants to hear, and also just making her feel loved and wanted and things like that, just super early on. Like I feel like most guys, when they're dating, and this, I don't know, this is just from historical dating, is that when they're dating a woman, they're trying to figure out how she plays in her life before they actually just do something extravagant. They start with little stuff and they build up to something grand when they're dating, not just come out the gate with something grand that has no significant value.
Who's it grand to, you or me? And why does it have to be something so significant? Why can't it just be me being intentional about what I'm doing?
No. We're talking about love bombing. We're not talking about just you trying to get to know somebody. We're talking about specifically love bombers. The sharks.
But if I'm being intentional, if I am intentional dating and I do that, would it necessarily mean that I'm being a love bomber?
No.
But no, it just, if you're doing something sincere and genuine, then no. If you're not doing it to be mischievous and just, put her on your roster, then it's different.
And I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, since we talking about me in this moment. About the whole one day thing and about the moving, and D-Lou, how you said if I sent the moving truck over there, because of who I know I am, the likelihood that you knew that I was moving, you probably wouldn't go know anyways.
Again, I can't do nothing with what I don't know. So
right.
So I wouldn't even if I know. So if I know, if you choose to share that information with me, and I hit you, hey, look, enjoyed our time together, and if I was moving, I would hire a company to move for me. I don't. My moving days are over.
Hello.
I would love to extend that day. I would love to extend that opportunity to you, just as a friendly gesture. not as a
Mhm.
think you cool. Because here's the truth. Sometimes you can really, and it sounds crazy coming from a man, but you can really like a person so much, some or so much that you just immediately want to just really do something cool for them.
Absolutely. But I think that the
You don't want
receiving
to scare them
party,
either. You know what I mean? You don't
right?
wanna
I
scare
think the
'em.
receiving party has to be in a place to accept that.
That's right.
So, like with the lady that we were referencing, saying that there was love bombing, I don't think that was love bombing at all. I think she's not in a place to accept that some people are just nice. Like if you say you send a moving company to my house, you're being just nice. I think unfortunately, because now everybody's woke on mental health, like everybody's a narcissist, everybody's love bombing, everybody has bipolar disorder, everybody got personality, borderline personality disorder, everybody got everything. And we're using these terms out of context because I still don't believe that that guy sent her a spy package just for the sake of doing it. Now, granted, we don't know this guy's intention. This is all he say, she say, but to me, that was a really nice gesture. And like the moving company, I still think that's a really nice gesture.
What amazes me is people do stuff and then we sit back and be like, oh, it's too good to be true. I tell my sister all the time, if you find a dude that really want to like you, let him like you. Why do you fight so much against it?
I can
Because
answer
if
that.
you keep fighting, I guarantee you, he's going to stop talking to you.
I'm gonna answer that.
Okay.
And I've had this conversation before. People struggle with liking people who like them.
You know
Wow.
what? You know what?
That's very good. I never thought about this.
That point though, Webby. When people have asked, like, what marital advice would you give out to, like, typically on my podcast, I'm unapologetically husband. But like when I do talk to brothers that's looking to get married or just looking to find someone, my biggest advice is find someone that likes you.
Right. But we
that is
struggle with
dope.
that.
Because here's the truth, like we go after people that we gotta force to like us. And if if you're forcing them to like you while you're getting to know them, you're still gonna have to force them to like you when you get married.
So now you found yourself setting this precedent to having to constantly prove yourself to them because really they didn't really like you from the start. They just liked what you was doing for them.
Come on, benediction.
You know, I do what I can. So, and I had to get to that place in my own life, like, okay, wait a minute, what am I doing out here in these streets? And why I'm not liking people who like me? Make it make sense, Lord. And so when it finally makes sense, I'm in my current situation. Well, it's not a situation. I'm in my current relationship.
You got somebody that like you. You know what I'm saying?
I think he liked me most days.
But think about it. Think about it like this, though. What was the first question, even when we were kids? If we were somebody that we was interested in, what did we ask in that letter? What did we write?
Do you like me? Check yes or no or maybe.
And depending on the letters you used to write, we used to have the song I'm thinking about, like that whole list of things, like song I'm thinking about, class I'm in, different things. Like, I recently found a box full of letters in my mom.
Oh wow.
Yo, like just the intentionality that was just put into writing the letter. Like, but at the end of the day, it's like we genuinely cared about people who like us and who don't. And you know, it's hard. You don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that don't like you.
Well, people do
you gotta prove to them that you like them.
Or you gotta prove your worth to them. If I gotta prove my worth to you, that don't mean you don't like me.
You don't like
me like that.
If every other
this is condition. This is transactional.
It's transactional and it's conditional. If every other conversation I'm on the chopping block, trying to
you're
prove
stupid.
that I was listening to you. Yeah, real life stories here. Real life stories. 5-year craziness.
I knew where that came from. You dumb.
Craziness. 5-year craziness. And every other week I was on the chopping block trying to regurgitate things that he said. And I'm up here just as silly just doing it for him. I mean, granted, I'm still like, why is he asking me these questions? But yet I'm answering them.
Because you like him.
But he didn't like me.
And he's trying to convince himself that he likes you. But he keeps finding ways to put you on a chopping block.
Yeah, he did until I finally karate chopped him. But that's neither here nor there.
Come on, Cardi B. Is that what you doing? Karate chop. Oh Lord. No, we good, Future. Where you at? Hey man, look. So Jules, I apologize. We've been on too long. Oh, but I gotta read these comments because man, these people have been on here, right? So I definitely appreciate y'all, and I apologize. We just got caught up in the conversation. Ms. Dennis said sharks are predators. Oh, there she go. She said what else? She also said aggressive. My star said sharks will probably try to run. Oh, we read it. Let's see. We are fish impression. Andrew Torres. Hold on, y'all. Trying to catch up with them. If he can't maintain, if it's low, baby, we are. If it's low, baby, we are not strict. We're not. We are on a strict budget.
Right.
That was Chris. Sex is the standard. Constant intimacy is the expectation. She said that's why effective communication is paramount. I like that word, paramount. It's hard for some women due to them having the expectation that the man they are dating to come in and instantly play the father, husband role. I don't think we want to play daddy. I don't.
It's some.
I'm still trying to. Yeah.
It's some that do that.
My thing is the important thing is for your
play
kids
daddy.
to
What
be
you
loving
mean?
you.
You say you
Like come in and trying to be daddy and all that. Like I didn't do that when I was married. My mindset was to show her kids that I loved her. And I know they're a package deal. So I just went thinking like this. But some people do. She said sounds like she is trying to find a way to justify just being a piece, convincing herself that she is happy when actuality she is just complacent. It's not masculinity, it's called being grown and responsible when we are taking care of our children's business. I live in both, but I can't turn it off. So true. There's a way to communicate feelings and still remain respectful. I honestly think men equate independent, responsible with masculine. It may be a thin line, but that's good. That's star. I definitely talked to myself about dating with a child. Love bombing looks like control and manipulation. Love bombing also does not last long before true intentions start to show. Yes, Darian. Oh, they was agreeing with you, bro. Definitely a shark. Love, like me for me, Chris. So I guess we got to take this a little deeper, man. So look, I know I done held y'all on too long, so real quick, give you, we're gonna treat it like church. Gonna give you your last 2 minutes, and but we thank everybody for joining. Make sure you share, had a conversation, man. This is why we do it. It's called a full 180. Some of us went through our own 360. Now we're on our full 180 journey, and I will agree until the day I die. Little Webby says it all the time. Healing is a journey that does not stop. So continue on your healing. Don't let nobody deter you from it. Try not to relapse, but always do this. Have a conversation. And hopefully you'll have conversation with someone who has wisdom that they can give you and willing to be truthful about their own. So I'm gonna run through the crew, man. I appreciate y'all hanging. I do apologize for keeping y'all later than expected. So I know she has to go. So Jules, please go first.
I just want to say, set your own expectations and standards when it comes to dating, and be a dolphin.
Be a dolphin. I see you, dog. I like that. Lil Webby. Our own personal dictionary.
You know what?
Come on, Future. Take us an answer.
2 points. When we're whatever verbiage or whatever we're using as far as context and content, it is definitely imperative that we know the meaning of the words, i.e. how love bombing is just floating around here and folks don't really know the definition or what it means. And 2, again, I'm going to reiterate, you have to like the person that likes you.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Big D, my main man, Mr. D Lewis. Make sure you catch his podcast, Unapologetically Husband. My brother is doing a lot of big things in the city. I do want to wish you happy 97th, brother. It's coming at the end of this month. The convention itself, I probably won't be in attendance, but of course, all my brothers of Alpha Incorporated, nothing but love, man. But Mr. D. Lou, my brother,
Yeah.
more than a conqueror in my eyes. You got the floor, baby.
Well, giving all praise to God, who's the head. No, I'm just playing. Check out the Husband Hood podcast. I thank you for even shouting us out. Got a lot of content coming. Just shot the first season of it. But the reality is, man, ladies, watch out for them dudes that be calling y'all queen. Like, you know what I mean? Like queen. No, just playing. But I don't know why that's so random. It come out of nowhere like queen. Out of just coming in the bushes.
I do it out of respect. Like
No,
that's respect towards your wife. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, I know I do it, but it's
being funny.
No, being funny, man. I'm being funny. Now, truthfully, I think tonight was a great conversation, and I appreciate, guys, your vulnerability, because some of this, even when you disagree, you can still do that in a respectful way and just still honor each other. And I think that shows up even in a relationship. Can you be able to disagree? Can you be able to rub up against each other and still walk away fighting for your relationship, and your relationship being stronger as a result of your willingness to take ownership and agree to disagree if you need to, or just agree that, hey, we got to do better. So yeah, that would be my 2 cents. I don't know what else to say. I think I've learned love bombing. I learned some tonight. I'm just so tired. I gotta be honest. I'm so tired of these, like, oh my gosh, love bombing. What is it? I don't even fully know what gaslighting is. I'm so out of like from love bombing, gaslighting, all of these terms, y'all. I am so out the loop with. I really just don't even know. I hear them all. I heard gaslighting I hear it so much, and I'm like, what is that?
So in our turn, bro, it'd be like, I don't want to hype you up.
All right, cool.
I'm not trying to hype you up. So gaslighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Trust me, I'm like you too. I just be listening like, oh, okay.
Is this?
My 2 cents. Hey man, look. Not only like somebody for my whole thing is not only like them for them, but take the time to find out the small details.
Right.
Have a conversation. That's it. Men, women, understand what I'm telling you right now. You can't be in a relationship and live in fear.
Yep.
Either you're going to take the risk or you're going to stay in the pool. And if you're going to stay in the pool, I just need you to lose my number. Or don't bother trying to date. You have to make a conscious choice. Make the choice. Get off the fence. You have to make a conscious choice, but make the best choice that is good for you. Other than that, man, this is what we do. Right here every Monday, 7:30, man. The crew is here. Lil Webby, my girl Jules, my man D. Lou. Lou, you know how we get out. I'm going to need a quick one, though, because, people got to go. To all our guests, man, I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here tonight. I hope you have a great July 4th weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Kick it with the family. Whatever that looks like. D. Lou, it's on you.
Yeah, man. I'll say this, and then it's really. I'm gonna give us a quick prayer. We out. A lot of times when you pee in the pool, I don't know how many people are allowed about that. Like, if you ever peed in the pool, you have never told nobody you peeing in the pool unless it just show up. You know what I mean? So sometimes the pee ain't as obvious until you start to smell it, or that ring come around the pool. To detect.
I see you, boy.
To detect.
The poet didn't know it.
I'm feeling the analogy. I like where you're going with this. Sometimes it ain't as apparent.
Because I've peed in the pool before and no one knew.
Yeah.
Like, and
I was the CSR. Now I'm the CEO.
And I'm talking about a literal pool. Like, I'm like in the pool. I am not going to get out the pool to go to the restroom. So all in all, sometimes it's not detectable, but just prayerfully, just asking God for discernment or to be able to see what's that. So Heavenly Father, thank you so much for your love, your grace, and your mercy. God, your word teaches us to follow instruction, to pay attention, and that leads to discernment. And so, God, let us not lose sight of the instruction of your word. Let us pay attention and allow the word to be applicable to our life, that we're able to discern from your word what's real and what's false in this world. I pray, God, that for everybody who's on this call, for everybody who's listened, and I pray, God, that there may be something, that was something said or something done that blessed their lives and help them see clearer what you have for them. And before we even seek anybody else, let us be a good steward of seeking you and seeking you first for what you have for us. What you have for us will be for us, and we trust you. So have your way. Please forgive us for our many, many sins and the ways we've fallen short, because your word teaches us that we all have fallen short of your glory, and we all need repentance, and we all need to repent for our sins. Let's just say it that way. So we trust you, we lean not to our own understanding, and we acknowledge you in everything. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Look, man, I live by two mantras. Faith and fear cannot dwell in the same place. And while you're on this side until you get to the other side, remember to love, live, and laugh. Think big, believe in God because he believes in us. Once again, always right here, Monday at 7:30, the full 180, the whole crew. Shout out to the doctor. It was a mix-up. She didn't actually get the link. She's not off. She just didn't get the link, so I apologize. So we'll make sure she'll be on next week. Other than that, man, I'm going to leave y'all with an oldie but a goodie. I think it fits the mood. Y'all have a good night.
Don't be peeing in the pool.
That part.
And it's gonna get better. And I know that you're in the dream. Oh, girl, it's about to get nasty. You love what we gonna do. So what you call sheets and put your head above my shoulder. Let me tell you how I wanna be here. Let me go down and find my treasure. Let me see where my pearl is at. So
That's all, folks.